Hi, I'm Natalie Sisson, the Suitcase entrepreneur, and in this week's episode, I'm going to tell you how to get your first ever speaking gig and potentially your first paid gig. So I had this great question come in from Lucas that I would love to answer. Natalie, how did you first start out speaking, and more importantly, how do you go about getting your first paid speaking gig? Which is such an exciting topic because last year I realized my dream by speaking in front of 1,000 entrepreneurs in Toronto on this big stage with huge bright lights. And it was exciting for two reasons. One, I had never spoken to more than maybe about 80 people. And two, it was my first paid speaking gig. Now, did that just drop out of thin air into my lap? No, it didn't. It's probably been a good couple of years of working my way up through the speaking scene, so to speak. So I started out by just accepting any person's offer if I would come along and speak at their book chapter, if I would come along and speak in front of their network, if I would come along and speak to their group, no matter how small or big. I was always very happy to spread my knowledge and actually improve my speaking skills. From there, I started actually being a bit more proactive, and I was like, right, who would want to hear my message? So first off, I had to create the messages. What are the themes that I can talk about? And you should know this now with your business, what your expertise is, what you know really well, and what would help the audience that you want to get in front of. Once you've crafted those messages, then you get to go and approach people and say, these are the key topics that I can speak about. And more importantly, these are the benefits that your audience will receive by listening to me speak. The next part is actually, who do you approach? Well, not anyone and everyone, but business chapters and organizations are often in need of really great speakers or just people to speak on their chosen topic. So you can start calling up the local chapter in the city that you live in, or you can approach meetup groups. So go to meetup.com and look at large groups in the area that you're an expert in and reach out to them and say, would you like me to come and speak? These are the areas. You can do the same on LinkedIn. You can do the same on Facebook. So just think about the contacts that you have in your network and the groups that you want to be speaking to. Start small, then you can go bigger. The more you speak, the better you will refine your actual speeches and the craft of speaking. So if you don't feel confident, go to something like Toastmasters. It's helped thousands of people around the world to improve with confidence in speaking in public, the structure of the speech, and all those psychological triggers that make you really effective. And then just keep on practicing and getting more opportunities. And then you'll come to the point where somebody is willing to pay you, maybe a stipend. They may pay your travel. They may pay for your accommodation. They might give you a small honorarium. And when it comes to this, you know, I don't just say accept anything, but it's pretty exciting when you get your first paid speaking gig, even if it's $50 to $100. From there, when somebody actually approaches you with how much is your speaking fee, you can pick a number out of the air, or you can pick something that makes you feel very comfortable. Most people start off around a couple of $100, $500 to $1,000, and then it's anywhere from sort of $1,000 to $5,000, and then you get up into $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 when you're the likes of Tim Ferriss and Seth Godin. So it's really up to you. They can only say no. So put out your best value offering and say, this is what I think it's worth. Here's all the great results your audience are going to get. Here's where else I've spoken to prove your credibility, and you'll be surprised. Some people, especially corporates with big budgets, will be like, sure, we'll meet that fee and we'll cover your accommodation and travel. Because you also have to factor in how much effort it's going to take for you to devise that speech, put it together, practice, and deliver it. So don't ever sell yourself short. And my final tip on speaking in front of audiences is please have a friend come along to your event, take photos and even some video, because there's nothing more devastating than when you've had your biggest moment on stage and there's absolutely no history of it. Nobody has a photo, you don't get footage rights or anything. So make sure you can bring somebody along to take that footage of your first ever speaking gig.